Arsene, looking ahead to the team news to tomorrow night's game, I understand there might be good news on Nicholas Bentner, is that right?
Yes, he's back in the squad since the start of the week, and he's available if selected.
What about anywhere else in the squad? Mikel Arteta or Aaron Ramsey?
Mikel Arteta and Aaron Ramsey joined the squad on Monday. They are not available for tomorrow's game. We lost as well Rosicky after his broken nose. He's still not available.
And bearing in mind the Southampton game that's coming up on Tuesday, how much rotation do you expect to have?
Will be the same squad who played against Fulham. One or two were on the bench, might start the game, but overall will be the normal team.
This will be your first game against lower league opposition since the defeat to Blackburn last year. How much of a warning is that for your side?
It is, first of all, last year's was a big disappointment, you know, and it was the first time in 16 years that we lost against the lower league opposition in the FA Cup, and was a great warning, and at the moment it's just our next game and we want to win it.
And lastly from me, just a quick word about Vito Mannone, the hero of the hour for Sunderland.
I'm very happy because it reminded me yesterday when I saw him that I kept him here when he was 16 years of age, and made a trial with the first team, and I saw at that time that there was something special in him, and it's coming out now, and I'm very pleased for him because he was always in the behind here, the keeper number one, but he wanted always to play, and it's great to see him develop as he does at the moment.
Does the form and now fitness of Nicholas affect your thinking in the remainder of the transfer window?
No.
You were seen at Heathrow yesterday and also apparently spotted watching Barcelona taking on Levante. Is that correct?
No. But I was at Heathrow yesterday, that's true.
So any suggestion that you were watching Levante get beat by Barcelona and keeping an eye on Christian Teller would be wide of the mark?
Yes.
Have you got anyone in your sights to bring into the club? Any closer to naming?
No, unfortunately no. I feel a bit guilty always going to a press conference during the transfer market and having nobody to announce, but I don't want to lie.
Julian Draxler is still somebody you would mind?
No.
Shall I stop while I'm losing?
Maybe.
But do you think that there will be something announced before the window closes?
It looks very unlikely. We are 23rd of January today, and at the moment I must say we are not close to do anything.
Are you surprised that Chelsea are going to sell Juan Mata to a big rival?
Yes, I am, because Juan Mata is a great player, and they sell a great player to an opponent, direct opponent. It opens again a little bit the opportunity of this transfer market, because Chelsea has already played twice against Man United, and so they don't play again anymore. So we should at least, they could have sold him last week, but it opens at least the opportunity of the dates of this transfer window. Some teams have already played twice against one opponent and some others not, and I think if you want to respect the fairness for everybody, exactly the same, that should not happen.
So it's a tactical thing. It's maybe to do damage to their rivals in.
No, I wouldn't go as far as that. I just think you would want that everybody's on the same level. It's not especially against. I can understand completely what Chelsea is doing. They do not do the rules, but maybe the rules should be a bit more adapted to more fairness.
A couple more, Arsene. Any chance of Thomas Vermaelen leaving either on loan or
No.
being sold?
No.
And new deals for Riziki, Sanya, Mertesacker, any news?
That's very, very, very close, yes.
All of them?
Who did you say?
Rosicky, Sanya, Mertesacker.
Not for all of them, but for most of them.
Okay. And just, can I ask you, 4 Englishmen took penalties last night, 4 of them missed. Plus someone that we'd like to be an Englishman missed as well.
Look, we have all played football and we all miss penalties. I think it's more down to the fact that down to the pressure than to the ability of scoring penalties. You have seen some players missing penalties last night. If you get them today in front of a goalkeeper in training, they will score. They will score. It's at the moment the players feel under pressure at Man United, and then it's more difficult to score the penalties.
So how much do you know about Coventry City, Arsene?
I know much more than you think about Coventry City. First of all, when I arrived here, they were playing in the Premier League and were one of the good teams in the Premier League, and I played against them and had many difficult games against them. And about the modern Coventry City, I must confess I don't know a lot. I read an article about their manager last week, but I will know much more tonight. This afternoon will be dedicated to know more about them, and we have to prepare seriously this game because we are on a good run, and it would be really not welcome at all to not to take this game seriously. And we are still in a moment of our lifetime, this team, we want to gain respect, and through our attitude that's the best way to gain respect.
Are they realistically a threat to you?
Yeah, of course. Football, maybe it's the only sport, and that's why it's so interesting as well. If you have 2 or 3 divisions difference in basketball, rugby, volleyball, handball, you cannot win. But in football you can, and that makes it so unpredictable.
And the game's a sellout, which is unusual for a Friday night and one that's being covered by live television. Is that an indication that the Arsenal fans are very much, on your side?
It is just an indication how big this club is, and I must say I'm absolutely total respect for that people on the Friday night come to this game, and that it is a sellout is absolutely fantastic.
Away from Arsenal, another defeat for David Moyes last night. When you've gone through patches where you've not won matches and the pressure's on, what's your philosophy? Not suggesting you should give advice to David Moyes, but what is your philosophy in the lean times?
No, I don't want to give advice to David Moyes. The fact is that when you're a football manager, many young managers come and ask me some advice when they start their career, and part of that is I tell them is, look, you have to survive massive disappointments and keep your belief high in what you do, because to win is easy for everybody. How to live with defeat, that's what the managers are about, and David Moyes is strong enough. For me, he deals very well with the situation. They go through a difficult moment of their season, but they still can come back, and they are in a strong position in the Champions League, and they just bought a great player, so I'm sure Man United has still to be considered as a threat.
And just finally, no news on you signing a new contract yet?
No.
Good morning. How do you see Thomas Vermaelen's long-term future? Not playing tomorrow, of course, but is there a chance for him leaving this transfer window?
No.
And his contract situation is out of contract at the end of next season. Will there be any talks about renewal?
I'm open to it. I'm ready to extend his contract. Of course, we want Thomas Vermaelen to be happy and to have a number of games a player of his class deserves. But on my side, I have a huge respect for his quality, his attitude, and I'm ready to extend his contract. But we'll speak about that. At the moment, we are all on board to achieve something in this season that is respectable. And at the end of the season, I can sit down with Thomas and see how he feels about that.
So what do you usually do on a Friday night?
I watch football.
Is it?
That's like any other night.
It's before Arsenal have had problems with fixture congestion, especially when you came back from the Champions League. But maybe with this being on the Friday night, does that kind of help you for next week's preparations?
A little bit, yes. A little bit, yes. It's less congested, but in fact, usually most of Friday nights we are in the hotels, you know, because we prepare the game for Saturday. But until now, in the whole December, I think we had less recovery time than the other teams. But in this occasion, we are playing Friday night. Yes, I'm not in a position where I have to rotate everybody, you know, because we play at Southampton on Tuesday night.
Just on the transfer situation, your rivals looks like all of them are going to strengthen. Does that maybe leave you at a bit of a disadvantage if you don't bring anybody in?
Well, we have just Chamberlain back, Bentner back, just to have, I hope next week, Arteta and Ramsey back. So overall, I feel we have a needed squad, you know. We have Yaya Sanogo coming back into the squad next week as well. Overall, we have a very strong squad. If something exceptional turns up, we will do it. But having said that, not everybody will strengthen. They buy. Buy does not always mean strengthen.
Have you had a chance to look at the new rich list that's come out yet, the Deloitte analysis?
Oh yeah, no, I have just heard a little bit about it, but I haven't seen that. It looks like the other countries make progress, and but in England you have an increase of the television amount, and commercially maybe we are a bit less strong than Bayern, but Bayern Munich had last year an exceptional season, and they are the only team in Germany who has is occupying really the market, you know. So, and Germany is a very strong economical power, and that explains why their commercial income is stronger.
Can Arsenal ever really move up that list?
Yeah, of course, that's the target. We are at the moment we are moving up. Our commercial revenue increases, but the target is to compete with Man United, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, of course, at that level.
You mentioned Oxlade-Chamberlain there. Is he likely to start, do you think, tomorrow?
I don't know if is he completely ready or not. I will have to decide that until tomorrow. He's very close.
I mean, his development was obviously halted by that injury. Where do you think he is in his development in his career at the moment?
Chamberlain?
Yeah.
He's in advance of where he ever player of his age is, you know. He's in the national team, he's a regular player here, and he has just been handicapped this season by a 4-month injury, but overall he's in a very strong position.
You've talked about him before eventually playing central.
Central, yes.
I mean, is that still some way off, do you think, for him?
No, he's not some way off. He can play central. It's just always to find the right balance, because around him we need maybe a more defensive player, you know. But I like his qualities in the middle, because he can penetrate. He has a good power to get out of pressure. That is a very important quality in the middle of the park now. Can pass people and can accelerate the game, and there's a good final ball as well, and a good long pass.
And just finally for me, a general one on the FA Cup. You've obviously got a very good record in it, but before you came to England, how aware were you of that tournament? Does the competition kind of resonate around the world as much as you think it does?
That's the only competition I could watch in France when I was a kid, was the English FA Cup final, you know, and on black and white television we saw every year the cup final. So that's a very prestigious competition for me. It's true that maybe it has not the glamour anymore nowadays, but it has in the 60s and in the 70s, but it's still for me a very important competition.
there any finals in particular that stick out that you can remember from back then?
No, I just remember that I was admiring always Wembley's pitch, you know, because I used to play on really bad pitches, and the white ball was for me a dream to have this kind of ball, because I played this ball with laces at the time, so that was always something special to watch.